Oh, bye! All right. Dadgum. I'm trying to figure this shit out once again. I used to be a master. A master, I tell you. Let's do a song. I don't know who's watching. I'm going to put a link in the stream right here. Right here. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know what's going on. My thing's acting a fool. It's acting a goddamn fool. I tell you that. That I can tell you. Oh my! What's my email doing in here? Okay, here we go. There he is, my brother. Here's the link. Oh my! I'm gonna start it off with a good one. We started off with the good one. That I can tell you. Let's check it out. This is Shiny Ribs. Classic rendition.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Well, the midnight headlight blind you on a rainy night. Steep grade up ahead, slow me down, making no time. I gotta keep rolling. Them windshield wipers slapping down the tempo, keeping perfect rhythm. I went the song on the radio. Well, I gotta keep rolling. I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Well, the truck stopped cutie coming on to, trying to talk me into a ride. Said I wouldn't be sorry. She was just a baby. And waitress poured me another cup of coffee. Knock it down, jack me up, shoot me out, fly down the highway. Looking for the morning. I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me.
Better way, baby. Better be one.
I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day. Sunny for me.
Oh my! Look up the gander. I tell you what.
I'm driving my way, looking for a better way, better way for me.
it down. Right about now.
Well, the midnight headlight, ride you on a rainy night.
Speed rain overhead,
Slow me down,
making no time.
I gotta keep
rolling. Yes, indeed, baby. Keep on rolling. You heard? All right. That's how you open a freaking video. I tell you right now. What's up, Cyclops? Is you there? Oh, my. Let me go back to... Oh, shit. Oh, my. Hector, my brother. Cyclops in the house. Juan Velasquez, my brother. Love and respect. The one and only. I tell you that. Love and respect. What are we doing in here? It's Tuesday night. Or it might be Wednesday morning for some of y'all. I don't freaking know. Oh, it's Tuesday morning. My bad. It still might be a Wednesday morning. Spud Lee, where is you, brother? I haven't seen Spud Lee in a minute. I don't know if he's mad at me or not. Spud Lee, come back, brother. It's all fun and games until somebody loses, and I, Cyclops. I'm just kidding. Oh, my. All right. I love you guys. What are you talking about? Anything new come to light? Any new shit? Let's talk. Talk amongst ourselves. I don't know. Made me check my calendar. All right, brother. I don't know what's going on. It's not payday, and I don't have tomorrow off, so anything goes. Anything goes, baby. Baby. All right. Let's do another song then, I guess. I got this one picked out. It's a good one. Check this out.
something happened here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop here. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
I heard that one. I heard that. That's right, brother. Everybody wrong.
Young people speaking their minds,
But they're getting so much resistance from behind. Gotta stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Everybody look. Take a look, baby.
what a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the streets, singing songs
And carrying signs. Mostly say hooray for our side. I need to stop. Baby, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Sugar plum. Oh my! Stop, baby. What's that sound?
Hector Pooty.
Yes, sir.
Starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line,
They come, they take you away.
stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop.
Hey, baby, what's that sound?
Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. What's that sound? Everybody look
All right, all right, all right. Am I wrong? Would that be so wrong? Right on, brother. Right on. Where are we at? I think Hector's in the house. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh my. What's happening, brother?
Oh, too early to tell.
Hey, mi gente, ¿cómo están? How you guys doing, my buddies?
Hectorius
Bien,
Maximus.
Hasta
What's
servicio,
that?
señor. At your service, my friend.
How do you say bien without sounding like a white boy? I don't know.
Bien, bien. You said it right. You said it
Oh,
correctly.
okay.
Phonetically, yeah. No problem.
What about my last night? Last night I titled my video "Wholeheartedly Way." Did I spell it right?
No, it's not horribly. You don't pronounce the H. It's
Wholeheartedly. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's an H in there, but there's not. It's not spoken.
Yeah, but it's spelled right? I don't know.
No, orderly is spelled without. It's ORALE with the accent on the E.
But doesn't it mean now then?
Orale means okay. Come on.
What's the hora?
Ahora means now. Ahorita.
Now.
Right now.
And then ley is what? Orderly. Now then. Right now or something like that, right? I don't know.
Ahorita.
Ahorita vengo, carrón.
Yeah.
I know. Okay.
Always thought it meant like hurry up. Something to that effect.
It has different. It depends on how you say it, and
I thought it meant all right then. Orderly.
It's,
All right,
it's just
So
like
you have to excuse my ignorance. I'm a cracker. I'm an
You're a
old
hillbilly.
white dude. The
You're a
lowest form of
hillbilly,
earth on the planet.
hey,
You're from
there's always
Kentucky.
time to learn
Fine.
another language, even redneck language too.
Yes. Down by the creek. What the fuck? What's a creek? Oh. Yeah.
That meandering piece of water down there.
You go up the road a piece. Take
Yeah,
a look. How far is a piece? Just
Yeah,
up
you
a
bring it
ways.
over there.
It's just up a ways. I don't know. It's a piece. Up the road a piece. You'll find it.
About 4 clicks as the crow
You get-
flies.
When you get to the oak tree, turn left.
Where the old Johnson's barn burned down. Oh,
Yes.
you don't know where the Johnson's barn was, do you?
Oh, man.
I always liked the term when they told my dad, when we used to hang around with the cowboys, the stockyard, and we're bringing in some cattle or buying cattle. They always say to each other, "How you doing there, Mac?" "Oh, we're doing fine. We're just fair in the middling."
Yeah, they say that down here a lot. Down here, it's fair to middling.
In the middling. Okay, what does that middling mean? That part.
Well, it's fair to middling.
Right in the
Means
middle.
Fair's okay. Middling's middle of the road.
If they say slim to none, then you're in trouble. What's the chances of getting some gas out here? Slim to none.
Slim.
Then you're fucked.
Well, I get by. Sometimes I'll say something like in some areas where I'm not known, and I'll sound the way I am, and they'll be looking around for the person that sounds like me, but I don't match my voice. Because I'm, at one time,
that's
dark
true.
haired. Well, I was dark haired and brown skinned
In high school, right?
So was I.
Me too.
You'd be surprised how many people said, "Is that coming from you?" I said, "Yes." Where else?
Right on.
It was fun sometimes to play that way.
Yeah. You know what? Oh, I better not say it.
Go ahead, say it.
No.
I got thick skin.
No, I'm not. It's not against anybody, but
Okay.
there's some kind of people when they're Mexican, right? And they speak
Right.
English. They speak full English, right? But when they get pulled over, they're like, no hable. And they're like, they don't know, they don't want to answer no questions. Just say I don't want to answer questions, right? That's what I say. If
I just don't say nothing.
Yeah, or you gotta at least say I don't answer questions.
I can't breathe.
Exactly.
Libre. It's best to say nothing and remove all doubt who's the idiot.
I agree, but yeah, I don't know. I've had many interactions with the police, and you never want to just want to say nothing because that way, get out of the fucking car, or I don't know. You never know where that could lead.
I've had many pleasant ones and a few pretty horrible ones.
You just pass them your ID. You pass them all your documents, and then if they ask you anything else, like where are you coming from, I don't answer questions.
But one thing, when they look at me,
where are you going? I don't answer.
They ask for my documentations. I don't have any documentation.
What do you mean? You don't got a driver's license? And
no. This is before I had a driver's license. I didn't have a driver's license.
Oh,
so my license is back there on the bumper, man.
It's on the bumper, cabrón. I know.
I mean, I told one cop one time when I was I think I was 16 or 17 in the summer.
Yeah.
And this cop saw me walking a certain part of town that we normally not supposed to walk in with because.
Was you in Beverly Hills? You don't walk around.
You know, I was across the river because I was in the river area.
Oh,
and
that is a crime in itself, being brown by walking in Beverly Hills. Shit,
well, it wasn't Beverly Hills, but it was just next to the river.
Black while driving.
And I didn't answer him. All I did was give my school ID. He says, I don't want that. I want to see your driver's license. I want to see your Mika. And I said, Mika? Why would I have a Mika? I said, where's yours? And then I said, did your grandparents have one when you came over? And that pissed him.
That's when you don't answer questions.
Well, I did.
It's more fun to start asking them questions to not answer questions.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's okay. It's that was in the past. Now I speak up more than I speak too much.
And I understand. You don't want to fuck around with the wrong pig. I'll tell you what. Now, there's some pigs will just take it. They're like, oh, you're a sovereign citizen? Okay, have a good day, sir.
Yeah.
Other ones are like, get the fuck out of the car. Get out of the car. Oh, gun. They just eradicate your ass.
Speaking of which, did you see that cop that got those cops that it was 8 cops who shot a guy 45 times.
I've seen it. When he was trying to claim sovereign citizenship or whatever, just because
that was just today.
Oh fuck! Today, no, it happens every day, pretty much.
Well, I know there was a big shooting yesterday or the day before in Kentucky. I'm like, Jesus, man, this whole world is just going to hell.
They don't want it to stop because that's their only weapon to take guns away from us.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, that if my kid wants to go to a football game, he ain't going by himself.
Yeah.
The hell, if I lived out there, no way, nope.
Daughters are even worse. I couldn't even imagine letting my daughter go out.
No, if they're my daughters were going to a football game, I was going to a football game.
Strapped, right? Strapped. I don't fucking know.
Well, I can't say that because it wasn't exactly legal then, but
exactly.
Exactly. But there was only one of me and a whole bunch of them other little son of bitches.
And you can't fight like a man too. I mean, you can't fight bare knuckle either anymore.
Oh yeah, that's felony assault. Is that what they call it?
Well, I'm saying, when you bare knuckle.
No, these younger generation, they don't have the balls to throw down. They come out with knives or guns or.
You were absolutely right, Cyclops. Because a lot of the kids that I talk to, they throw down in a snap. I mean, just they turn like if you turn your palm to the backside of your hand, that's how fast they get all crazy on you.
That's false. What do they call it? They try to act tough when they really ain't. I don't know the term for it, but you damn well you whoop their ass. I'll choke that motherfucker out.
Down here we call it alligator mouth and hummingbird ass.
Yeah, there you go.
That reminds me, there was a video I saw on
Talking loud but saying nothing.
teacher training that we had to go through, and they showed this one teacher who was they covered his face and they covered the kid's face and all that, like normal. You don't know who they are, what school they're from, or anything like that. But this one kid threw the basketball, walked up to him with his fists all rolled up, both of them. He had a basketball in his hand, and he said, "This is what you do with this situation." And all of us said, "Yeah, before he gets near you, you pop him in the mouth." And that's what teachers started laughing. And then it was, not the correct thing to do because we had our district HR.
Yeah, that's what we did to bully.
You said it.
You know what you do with a bully? You pop him in the fucking nose. That's it.
Yeah, what happened was he just
He's not gonna fuck with nobody after that.
All he told him to do was put the basketball down in the corner. He didn't want to play with it at his desk. The teacher said, "Put it over in the corner and leave it there." And he says, "You don't own it." I said, "Yeah, but we need you to put it over there so you won't distract you." And the kid walks up to him with a basketball and he says, "Take it away from me." Taunts him, gets in his face. And the kid's like 4'5" or 4 foot. Well, he was.
That's when you just walk away and call his mom. He'll be like, "Take it away." She'll be like, "Bitch, give me that ball. You motherfucker, get in the car."
He probably learned that shit from his mom.
Exactly.
Probably.
And 95% chance there ain't no dad at home to teach him any damn sense.
What are you supposed to do? Choke him out or
Nope.
or what? No.
Well, you
Get out. Go to the principal's office. Fuck
walk
you.
away. Walk away, man.
Don't touch. Yes, sir.
I don't interrupt you, but I did. Excuse
No, go ahead, man.
No,
you got more experience in this
a lot
shit
of
than
that
I do.
behavior is not the parents. It's a lack of parents
Yes.
being in the day in their lives because they learn all that stuff from the kids. That behavior is kid to kid, peer to peer, learning that crap.
Did you see that video on YouTube? It was like 2 days ago. This like 6'10", 6'11" high school kid, his teacher, little white guy, little white haired old white guy, took away his phone.
Juan, come on up, brother. If you want to, come on up.
And this black kid's like, "Give me back my phone, bitch! Give me back my phone!"
Hell no!
And then the old man said, "Nope." And then the dude kind of halfway turned away and sucker punched like a 5'3" old man. He didn't even have enough balls to take him on face to face. He had to sucker punch. This kid had like 100 pounds and 1.5 feet on this guy, and he still had to sucker punch him.
Dang. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, have fun in prison, you son of a bitch.
Man, even though, I know what you're saying.
You know how I take care of the phone situation? I told him, it says, "Okay, this is the first warning, last warning." And I'll say to the class, "Put your phones away. Don't use them in class." And I said, "Well, because there will be consequences without me saying a word to you the next day." And the students will say, "Well, you won't be here the next day. You're a substitute teacher." Oh. I said, "Okay." So I do roll call, and then I'll come back to the same school, assignment in another classroom, and they'll see me. "Hey, you took my phone." I said, "I did. I told you I wasn't taking it away from you without me saying a word to you. You know the rules. You've been going to school in this district for whatever grade you're in for the last maybe, whatever grade he was at, last 8-9 years, whatever." And they said, "Yeah, but you didn't give me a warning." I said, "Yes, I did. I gave you a warning in the morning before class started. You know the rules since you were in first grade kindergarten." And what I did was I wrote a referral because the kid refused to give up his phone and continue using it. And I wrote down the times and how many times he used his phone. And he goes, "But you didn't tell me nothing." Well, I'm supposed to teach you like an adult. You're supposed to be adult premise. Why would I do something for you and give you warning and waste my breath when I told you already ahead of time? And man, the kids see me now, I'll walk the classroom and they'll say, "Oh, when he says he's going to take the phone away, he won't do it, but we get called in the office with the principal, and then the parents will have to pick it up." And it pisses me off.
Bro. I got the same problem with the kids at the restaurant, man. They're all 14 to 16, 17, and they can't live without their fucking phone for like 5 minutes.
Drop one of them phones in the deep fryer. The rest of them little bitches will put them up.
No, then his boss is liable for the
well,
you
just gotta bobble it, make it look like an accident. Splash.
You know what you can do? You know what you can do? I don't know what kind of laws you have in your area or your county, but
over about the scrambler.
No, you can't use scrambler because that's a federal license.
I already thought of it.
No, you can tell the parent that they want to continue working here. We have a policy that you're not supposed to be using your phone during work hours. If they need to get a hold of you, do you have a regular phone that goes to
landline? Okay, call the restaurant and we'll hand it to your daughter, and there you go.
Tell the parent who's in control to get an app to control their usage. They can put it on when they get to work. They can say that it's from 3 to 7.
Don't even get me started. The second they get to work, they're like, "Where's my charger? I gotta plug this in." No, you don't. No, you fucking don't, man.
Then go ahead and do that. I mean, tell them it's company policy. If they don't want to work there, they have a choice. They can leave.
We just started just last 2 days. Trust me. We just started the new policy. We got a box in the back. It says, "Put your phones here."
I'm the phone in the box.
I'm the phone in the box.
You guys are too much.
No, but it has worked so far in the last 2-3 days. I'll tell you what.
I tell you, man. Now, I don't know how you guys do it.
Man, it's hard.
I deal with my teenage grandkids.
But you gotta spoil them. You don't get to talk shit to them. You just spoil them. If you're at work, what if you were running a business and they were working?
That's why I couldn't do it, man. That's why my heart goes out.
That's why they say don't mix business with friends or family or whatever.
Hey, Pops, one of the things that I noticed since the COVID that was like a premonition for the parents. When they couldn't teach their kids in class,
they give it to them when they're 6 years old now. A fucking cell phone. Oh my!
My grandson has one, but he doesn't use it at school. He picks it up.
He would if it was up to him. He would. I tell you this.
His mom takes his phone away when he gets at school, and then when they pick him up, to give him the phone back. That's the only way.
I don't know why anyone under the age of 18 needs a goddamn phone. We never had one when I was 8. I never had my first cell phone until I was 28.
So. Dude, when I was 18, there were no such thing as a cell
phone. There was either go to a payphone or walk to someone's house.
Because it was invented then.
Exactly.
Well, I remember when pagers.
And we were fine, right?
I bought.
We were just fine. We were just fine. Yeah, I remember my first pager when I was 23.
And everybody thought they were so
just
cool.
fine. Weren't we just fine when there was no fucking?
Yep. Chicks text you the phone number with 69 at the end.
Oh man!
It's
what?
It's playtime.
You know how many kids know their parents' phone number right now? 0. It's in the phone. It's in the phone. I don't know the number. It's in the. Well, they used to. Back in the day, we had to remember phone numbers. Remember that?
Exactly.
I still remember my grandmother's phone number, and she's been dead for over 20 years.
Or we would have a list in our wallet with everybody that we know, phone number right on there, just in case. Not now. It's in my phone.
Remember in the PT folders, there was a section there for phone numbers. That's what if we had too many friends, the ones that were in the least were on the folders.
Right on. Man, I haven't heard anybody say a peachy folder since about 30 years ago. I wonder if most people even know what they are.
I still give my grandkids peachy folders to start at school every year.
They still make them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. The same way?
Yeah.
The yellow with the basketball player and all that shit? Oh, my.
Yeah. Exactly in the 60s. You want some? I'll send you some there, Pops.
Oh man.
Look at
I
one
don't know
thug
what-
says, "I kicked the shit out of my kids," and sponsored by Simmer Down.
Sponsored by Simmer Down now. All right, brother. One thug in the house. What's up, my brother? Juan Velasquez. None of us had a phone. None of us were in school. What, these days you want your kid to be able? Yeah, man. I don't know about all that. None of them use it to get a hold of their mom. Then 99% of the time they're using it to get on Facebook, Snapchat, the other thing, Googling.
I don't know about you guys, but I get tired of going online. For this is fine. Talking to people,
Yeah,
interacting with people all over the country. That's cool.
Yeah, that's what phone used to mean. Talk to somebody. And now it ain't. Now it's just a computer that you hold in your hand.
There's no way I would have met you guys and call you my friends. I mean, you're
not without YouTube.
Idaho,
No way.
And Slotkops is back east. There was no way I would have ever met him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, don't.
Kids aren't using it.
You can't call me back east now. That's an insult to a redneck.
Back east. He's in Kentucky.
Yeah, back east. That's referring to
Midwest.
those blue blood Yankees that live up in the.
Well, you know something? They used to tell. There's a song in Mexico that they play here in California too. The borders didn't cross. I didn't cross the borders. The borders crossed us. So when you say that, I understand exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that border's there because y'all stole our land. And
well, who did we steal it from? Think about that. Oh my.
Yeah, well, Native Americans. We stole Texas from the Mexicans.
Yep, and the Texans stole it from the Spaniards.
Ain't nothing right these days.
Well, one thing is to know the history so you don't repeat it again. And I tell the kids all the time, know your rights, know your civil rights, know your rights in the county. You have a free education. Do it, use it. But I have a lot of kids who don't like school at all.
See, nobody calls that socialism if you send your kids to school for free. But if they get free college, now that's socialism.
Yeah.
Oh no, hell no. Oh hell no.
Ain't none of it free. Our tax dollars are paying for that shit.
How about this? When I was doing the history pre-war, World War II, before Japan bombed Pearl Harbor and Hitler and Nazi Germany invaded Czechoslovakia, Poland back in 1939. I was reading all the social programs that they had during FDR in 1933, like the workers, what was it? WPR. And what they did, they build dams, electrical grids. They build houses, for farm workers. They were painters, writers, artists. They did extra mining and put people to work. They even called it socialism then, but it brought everybody out of the worst time of ever, the Depression. And my parents remember those people that would work with the WPA. That's the number I was thinking of, WPA. And among other programs. But that put people to work, and people got some pride. They bought themselves a home. And then if it wasn't for the war, we probably would have had some really good peace. But it is what it is. But everybody calls it. But they call it socialism. And putting a man to work. How is that socialism?
Exactly. I was how come all the people that get mad about free college, they call it socialism, but they don't give a fuck about 18 years before college. We'll pay for all that.
It's in the Constitution. Why would you go against the Constitution?
What makes me mad about these people go to college for all these years and they want all their money back, but they majored in like lesbian dance theory and art history and
people did it in high school too.
Careful, there's like I had to learn square dancing when I was
exactly.
What does I have to learn square dancing?
Back then. Back then, all schools pretty much taught dancing, didn't they?
Well, we didn't just teach how to pay.
Yeah.
Even when I was in school.
I'd like to see old Hector square dancing. Swing
some
I used to teach country line dancing to my kids in middle school. Get a load of that.
So some classes are funded, others ain't. That's why they don't have. That's why they phased out welding, wood shop.
Oh, not only that,
all that shit, auto body. They phase it all out. Now they don't even teach people how to do their.
There's girls that don't even know how to cook, and they took.
I know.
When I was in ninth grade,
I bet you they could do the shit out some algebra though.
In ninth grade, we had 1 hour that they broke up the whole school year into like thirds. A third of it was music, a third of it was home ec, and a third of it was something else.
Home ec, exactly. That doesn't even exist anymore. No home ec.
No, they took out all of the home. Well, now they've got a restaurant.
It used to be balancing a checkbook, fucking cooking, sewing.
Yeah, we had an economics class in high school, which just not home economics, just economics.
Yeah,
taught us how to balance a checkbook. But still, it didn't teach us a damn thing about money. Truly.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. What I learned in school is like having prayer in the classroom. Well, I was doing it for 12 years, but in those days, if you were saying a Catholic, well, some people say it was a Catholic prayer because a couple of words were changed in the Our Father, and we couldn't say that in the public school. But hey, go ahead and do it in your own private Catholic school, but don't use those words because that's not the Protestant way. I'm going, you can't do that.
Hector, you probably remember this. What year did they add in under God into the Pledge of Allegiance?
In the 1950s.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking 50s, but I can't remember exactly when. Most people think it was always there. It wasn't always there.
No,
they still
was never there before.
Every single day, they still make them say it with their hand over their heart.
They should say it.
Well,
pledge allegiance to the government. I don't.
Pledge flag.
Allegiance. Yeah, that's the government.
I tell my kids that if you don't want to say a prayer, but you got to show respect to the people that do say their prayer, you need to stand up at least.
That's fine.
I mean, nothing. I mean, if they
don't talk no shit.
Yeah. I told them they can leave the classroom if they want to, as long as I know where they're going. That's all.
Well, that's the same as the NFL players taking a knee.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know why people get so pissy about it. Not everyone has to believe exactly what you believe.
Of speech. I mean,
I know.
It's like,
but then there's so many people that fuck those niggers. We don't. If they don't kneel down to my flag, they can fucking die and shit like that. I don't believe in that. Man.
I told one person about that because he was really upset. He was my neighbor next door, and he was a big Steelers fan. And when they started doing the kneeling, I said, Ron, do you remember what it was? The first term they called Italian Americans because he was Italian American. What did they call your dad when he came over from Ellis Island? Oh, they called them WAPs. I said, do you know what that means? That's a very derogatory term, right? He goes, yeah. Do you know what it means? Yeah, it means a dirty Italian. No, it means when they stamped your papers when you came in, they made up papers for you because you didn't have any. And you came across the ocean without papers. And he looks at me like, that's a lie. I said, look it up. It's in the Ellis Island. They even show you the stamp where they use his W.
It's part of his family history, and he didn't know that?
No, sir, he did not. Here's me, who's not even Italian, knew it.
A lot of people don't know their their nationality or where they came from. Well, a lot of people don't.
He came back with his tail between his legs, and to make it a metaphor. I said, "What's wrong, Ron?" I said, "You were right." I said, "See, this is not being woke. This is being understanding how your family came over, or half of my family came from not far from your country, and the other half is indigenous to this land over 10,000 years, maybe even 50,000 years. Nobody knows."
Yeah.
And I said, This is what it means to be woke, not the way you guys use it. And he's a real Republican.
I know people hijack the word woke.
Yeah,
it used to mean truth seeker or
yep. That's exactly what it meant. But
now it's not. Now it's who can
I'm
accept.
glad.
Yeah, who can accept the most shit in their life without. Oh God.
See, I don't mind talking to people who have a different opinion than mine. I'm not going to get angry. I'm going to tell them the truth. I don't need to lie.
Me too.
Or not to make my point. I should say it that way.
A lot of people say, I can't even stand it when people say, I'm not going to lie. That means you usually fucking lie, right? But now I'm not going to. But usually I would lie, but I'm not going to lie right now.
Yeah, but it's good that people start talking now. I think people are getting tired of fighting and they're tired of the politics. And I think that when the truth really hits them, it makes a big difference in what we're supposed to be as Americans.
That's the true meaning of woke, right there.
Yeah, and to me, the Constitution was the forefathers' promise that all men were created equal, and then we have to do the 20th Amendment to make sure that women had a right to vote. If it was all equal, then why do we have the laws in order to force?
Wasn't that the 19th?
He said all men are created equal.
Yeah, I think so, bro.
He didn't say all women.
Thank you for correcting me.
Corrected.
Hey.
Oh my. Are we gonna have an argument again?
No, it's just slip of the tongue. That's all. He was right next door, brother. 19th Amendment. It says
all men are created equal.
1919, ratified in August 18th, 1920. 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote. Only to vote, but not for ownership.
Does it say? Does it say women are created equally? No, it says men.
No, just men. But they said it's the Bible that says it's biblically spoken. I said, no, it's not. If that was the case, then black people would have been 3/5 a human person.
Well, personally, sometimes I still think that 19th Amendment was a huge mistake. Just
is your wife behind you?
No, I've told her that before. She just
knows that she's in the right.
She just gives me the stink eye.
I've heard many arguments about that because
we let them vote, and
they say that we're equal. We're not equal, bro. We're not equal. Men and women are not equal. You don't see a man and a woman in a boxing match.
Well, I do.
Man will tear that bitch up. Wait. I bet you'll be dead in about 13 seconds.
Well, in many ways, they're far superior than we are. But then again, on the other hand, in many ways, we're far superior than they are.
Yeah, so we're not equal.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
It's the natural order.
Complement each other.
Exactly. If you look at a skeleton of a dead chick and a dead dude, the dude has much more muscle, much more skeletal structure, everything is unless you find a badass bull dyke or something. I don't know. There might be some skinny fag and some fat ass bull dyke.
Well, I will tell
where the chick would fucking rock his world. I tell you, that is true.
No, Warren, hell no. I don't drink, but if I did, I damn sure wouldn't be drinking anything made by Anheuser-Busch.
You're right, Ron.
You won't drink Belgian beer? You won't drink Belgian beer anymore?
I hardly ever drink
beer. Somebody put a picture of a fucking transvestite on the new Bud Light can, and everyone's getting pissy about it.
I don't know. I drink Corona, so it don't matter to me.
Yeah, but if they put RuPaul on the front of the Corona can, would you still get it? I don't know.
As long as it ain't no part of him on it.
No, exactly. It's just a picture on the can, but Bud Light fans are going crazy about it.
That's just like they were selling gold, 1 ounce gold troy ounces of Trump's face on it. That's like saying, "Oh, he's on it. I'm not going to buy it."
Well, they still have silver rounds of Trump.
Oh, I know.
They're going for absolute crazy money.
Yeah, if I could have got them for spot or less, I'd have bought them. Any more than that, screw them. I don't care who's on them. I'm not overpaying for nothing.
Ounce of silver is an ounce of silver.
Yeah, and I ain't paying $150 bucks for an ounce of silver.
Everybody has their thing. Everybody has their freedom to choose as they please. I don't really pay attention to the boycott because I'm used to the boycott. Great. I support union guys because my dad was a union guy, and the difference in being non-union and union was a heck of a big difference in our lifestyle.
That's why I make my own wine, baby.
There you go. That's what. That's
Yeah,
cool.
well, I remember when the unions used to have strength and they used to mean something. Now they're all a bunch of crap.
You know why? Because of the union busting techniques. My son is a union labor negotiator for SEIU, and you know they're the ones that cover the
Service Employees Union.
Yeah.
Yep. See, that was one of them I was in. We ended up with them by default.
You know, you want to know something too? I was a shop steward for 11 years at my first grocery store job, and the thing is, I went to every meeting, every once a month. I think it was once a month, and then the special board meeting, and then there was not arbitration. What do you call it? Fact finding for the upcoming contract. And I told these guys, you need to be there. You need to know what's going on. And later on, in my experience, I'm not telling you that this happens in every union, but you could see the trend that people were. I pay my money. You do my work for me. You speak for me. I said, yeah, but we also need you to see you visible because when they see numbers, they back away. They don't.
Numbers signify strength.
Yes, sir. They certainly do.
Hey, Juan, sorry to mean to cut you off, but Juan, I hate to bust your bubble there, brother, but Anheuser-Busch makes Michelob.
That's why I stay with Mexican beer.
In that they own Modelo, Corona Safe. But yeah, Anheuser-Busch. Yeah, they've got Modelo, they've got Michelob, Bud Light, Bush Light.
Once in a while, I like a Corona. I got the casino.
Hey, you ever have a Corona with shrimp on it?
Oh, hell,
with a shrimp.
You must have been in the Bahamas. Where were you at?
No, I've had it with lime or lemon.
No, that's normal for us.
I go to Vegas. I say, I take a Corona with lime. They're like, we ain't got no fucking limes, bitch. I'm like, okay, just a Corona. Just a Corona.
Got to have a Corona alone.
It's supposed to be a lime.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about Vegas. They never get me no shrimps. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, bars around here, they'll put a wedge of lime in there until they run out of lime. Then they'll put a little wedge of lemon down in there.
Ooh.
Here we go. Let's do a song.
That's a tourist drink.
Writings on the wall, superstition. The ladder's about to fall. 13 mortal baby. Looking last. 7 years of battle. We got things in your past. Well, you believe or don't understand. When you say superstition leads the way.
That's not the way, baby.
Superstition. Oh, wash your face and hide. Rid me of the problem. Do all that you can. Keep me in the daydream. Keep me going strong. You know the same thing. Serve my soul. You believe in things you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition is the way.
Oh my! I won't do the whole 10 minutes. Simmer down. All right, and we're back.
You know, some guys, I need to tell you guys something. Pops and Steve, I wanted to tell you guys I really enjoy talking to you guys, and you know, I even say sometimes and just say, "Hey, I'm going to bed," but I'll lurk in the background, just listen to you guys talk.
Right
So
on, brother.
I really appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you too, brother.
Yes, sir. Right back at you.
Thank you, sir.
Hector is the nectar. Ties us together. We got to have somebody to bounce things off.
Victorious Maximus, the voice
Victorious
of logic.
Maximus, exactly.
I kind of like that because I used to be called El Greco when I was in high school. You know who El Greco was?
No.
El Greco was a famous Greek Renaissance man of the arts, and he was supposed to be a thinker, a person of a talking,
a philosopher.
You know, not a philosopher, but and I don't consider myself a philosopher at all. I consider myself listening to people, bouncing ideas, understanding where they're coming from. You know, no judgment, no name calling, especially when they tell me I'm got my head up my ass. I go, no, that's not nice.
That's only those damn Canadians.
Back at the
he was the one. It was an American, a fellow Tennessean.
Mm-hmm.
So
they called me back in the factory in Los Angeles. They called me Chingon.
El Guapo.
El Guapo. Well, mostly it was Güero, but it was Chingon. Chingon. Mucho Chingon.
You know, I'm surprised how many people that grew up in the LA area that were Mexican, but they got
the fuck out.
Yeah. Shoot.
Hey, I got a comment on something. Juan's last comment. Hey, Juan, man, I hate to keep busting your bubble, but Coors went woke before Bud Light did, brother. That's
true.
They've had they sponsor gay pride stuff all over the place, and they've had the flag on their can, and
all they do, they just want to reach. They want to maximize their sales. They want to reach the most audiences.
That's why they're doing it. They're not doing it for.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but they're cutting their nose off to spite their face. I mean, you look at the odds of how many good old boys, quote unquote, drink beer as opposed to how many gay people drink beer.
Okay, let me give you an example. When I started working at a grocery store, there was only one shelf that was 4 feet. And you can tell who was bought. That shelf was empty every
Mexican
week.
shelf. Was it the Mexican aisle?
1 foot, 4 foot section.
Yeah.
Now, Pepsi, 7-Up, Coca-Cola, any beer distributor would buy the section to build they said, oh, we'll give us 8 feet and we'll fill all our product in there. And they would take out their other product from other companies and move their crap in there. Pepsi did the same thing. Sometimes they will buy each shelf at most grocery stores are foot sections. And if it's 7 shelves, they would pay $4,000 per shelf.
Damn.
Yeah. And how will you make deals? Oh, we only have a 4-foot section of Mexican food. This is not going to sell. Well, they found out it was selling out like crazy.
Yeah.
And then it went to 8 feet. And then it went to the whole 4-foot section. And then now
the whole aisle.
You find it all over the place. Next to say ketchup, there's Cholula. You see mustard, there's other vinegars that are especially from Mexico.
You got
drugs.
You want mayonnaise? They got mayonesa. They just put an A at the end. Yeah. They just put an A and then.
So every time someone tells me that they're supporting, no, they're just doing that to get the money.
Yeah,
they support us.
They want to spread it out.
And if they lose a little bit of money from the people that are boycotts don't work. Believe me. Boycotts, as a matter of fact, gets more attention.
Maximize the potential of your customer.
Because people are not thinking like businessmen. They think it's this and that. And for some truth, I would say yes, they do support it, but they're doing it for PR and also free advertising. Because the more people talk about it, the people go for it.
Yeah, word of mouth. It's not free. They still had to pay for those cans and for those advertisements, but if it's bringing in any what do they say? Any news is good, or any press is good press. As long as people are all focused on Bud Light, all of a sudden they're like, "Oh shit, it's a new frenzy."
Oh, well, not only that, just think of it this way too. If Budweiser was being boycotted, who else? And Coors is being boycotted, who else do we have for beer?
Yeah,
Pabst Blue Ribbon, baby.
I got Keystone, baby.
Keystone, PBR, Milwaukee's Best.
Yeah, Milwaukee's Beast.
Hams and Olympia. Miller. That's my favorite. Miller.
I think that's owned by one of them.
Champagne of beers.
That's what they used to call it. It never tasted that way to me, but.
Oh, I got my brother so drunk. My brother-in-law so drunk on Little Pony 8-packs. It's only 6-ounce bottles, right? Well, I said, he drink it real quick. Yeah, he said, oh, this is nothing. Oh, yeah? He finished the whole 8-pack. I got another 2 more. He drank the third one. I drank the second one. And by the second 8 that he drank, he was pissed over himself. hanging off the balcony going, Ralph.
Oh, I think his name is Ralph.
As long as it doesn't call it Ralpha. If you hear that little tinkle sound, that's my coins going into a cup.
Is there still a flood down there? I don't know.
No, but I live about 80 miles from the foothills. Not foothills, but the foothills are about 20 minutes from my house. You go up 40 to 80 miles up, you're up in Yosemite, you're up in the high Sierras, 5,000, 7,000 feet. Yeah. Our snow is so much that they said that the capacity of snowpack right now is 197% of last year's pack. So
y'all got to stock that up. Stock it up instead of just letting it run free.
The thing is that we're worried that we're getting another storm coming in the mountains only. They're only going to have snowstorm and rain. Well, the rain's going to melt the snow, and the snow is going to get packed.
Yeah.
So we're kind of worried this. And then we have Tule Lake. Tule Lake used to be from Visalia all the way down to almost Bakersfield. 200 square miles of a lake that's only like maybe 2-3 feet at some deep parts, but it never went away. They drained it and they made farmland out of it. Now the people have made these $1 million farms. Now they're getting flooded out, and they can't get rid of the water. It's still standing on the land because it won't absorb into the ground yet. So that's an issue we're having right now. That they're kind of worried that we're going to have a flood this year in the summer with no rain. Figure that one out.
Man, imagine that. You guys went, what, 18 years with a drought and all that. Now it's too much water.
Well, there's a shitload of snowpack up in them mountains just waiting to melt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I move in with you guys if something like that happens?
You're always welcome, Hector.
I got plenty of room.
Hey, all I need is a barn shelf, and that's it. I'm used to sleeping in the barns.
I got a barn, about 6 outbuildings. I got all kind of room.
Exactly.
My first bed was a drawer.
Just don't wipe your ass and put it in the waste paper basket. We don't do that. We don't do that, bro. I know that's a Mexican thing. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, Juan, I was looking back at some of Juan's comments. He mentioned TikTok. Did y'all see where the state of Montana voted to outlaw TikTok in the state?
I never even looked at TikTok.
I didn't see that.
I've never been on TikTok in my life, but yeah, I did see a news flash that I checked out, and I think it's the House of Representatives in Montana voted to outlaw TikTok in the state of Montana.
They could say the same thing about Facebook for all I care. I don't give a fuck.
I don't. I only use it to sell my coins. That's all I use Facebook for. I don't use anything else.
Fuck Facebook in their face.
What do you use that Facebook Marketplace?
I'm still on MySpace.
I have people who are in the coin community that have Facebook, and all we do is trade straight to them. I don't advertise it.
Yeah, I've got a buddy of mine. He's into numismatics, and he's in a couple of different coin groups on Facebook.
Yeah, we exchange phone numbers because we don't want to. Well, not Facebook, but like if you sell on YouTube, they take a third sometimes.
Yeah,
depending on the size of your sale. So
a
lot of people just sell.
Same thing with eBay too.
Yeah,
eBay
yeah, exactly. So,
yeah, I haven't used eBay in, years and years.
Oh, that's what I want to ask you, Steve. There's some kind of Appalachian highway that sells nothing but antiques, farm equipment, farm utensils, kitchens from the 1800s, 90s, and turn of the century. You know what I'm talking about?
Not exactly, but around here, man, there's every town, almost every small town, all medium-sized towns. Once you get outside of the big cities, they all have antique stores, and you can find anything.
Because I saw it on TV, and it's like miles and miles, like across the states.
Well, they have a couple of times a year, they have what they call like mile-long or 5-mile long yard sales where people will break out everything under the sun.
That's cool when you run across one of those. Because
my kids are always seeing things like on TV when they see a horse. They've seen saddles, they've seen all that stuff, but they just can't afford them. And I said, well, save your money up and look on, whatever, and then one kid stands up and says, I went to this place, like you said, it was miles long, kind of, on the side of the road in front of people's houses. They would do these yard sales, and they would have, his family took a trip somewhere, I forget if it was in Kentucky or North Carolina or South Carolina.
Kentucky. It was Kentucky.
Yeah. Anyway, somewhere along the Appalachian Mountains, and they said they even stopped at the Smokies somewhere over there.
Yeah.
And he said that they brought back. They had to rent a U-Haul, bring back the stuff that they took with them. They bought over there.
Nice.
And so I was thinking, man, I would like to see those places like that. And like be a picker.
Yeah. Have you seen the show?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while though. It's been a while.
American Pickers, man, and they go out there to get old signs. They get old lamp fixtures and shit, and they make money off of that.
Yeah. Well, they've got a big store down in Nashville. They started out with our store in Iowa. Now they got a bigger one in Nashville.
Yeah.
And you're in Nashville, right?
I'm outside of Nashville.
You're outside Nashville. So you're like in the suburb or something?
Yeah, I can hit the interstate, and if traffic's good, I can be down to Nashville in about, once I hit the interstate, 15 minutes.
Right on.
Which I never do.
Yep. I haven't crossed a bridge in over a year. Fuck that shit.
I had a customer. She was a typical cowgirl, the cowboy boots, the Wrangler, the big buckle belt.
Yeah, I like them cowgirls now.
Yeah,
the redheads.
She'd come to town once a month, and she'd be pulling a trailer and got cattle in there or empty, and she'd do her month's groceries. Her grocery bill was like $1,000 sometimes.
Damn.
And she goes, "Well, this is just in case I don't want to come back down to town because all the prices up there where they're selling the groceries was expensive. So when she bought the things she needed for a month, or she would predict it, she bought a little more just in case, so she didn't have to run to the local store up there because everything.
That's called prepping. That's prepping right there. Prepper 101.
Well, she was a nice lady. Well,
Are you saying preppers can't be nice ladies?
No, I'm saying some go overboard because.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes she'd wipe us out,
Well,
she'd wipe us out.
When we lived in Wyoming, the nearest grocery store was like 50 miles away. So when my mom went, she loaded up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what we did for her? We said, well, you tell us what you want by the case and we'll order it for you and we'll set it aside. All you got to do is leave you a 10% of the bill. And then when you come in, you just pay the rest. Man, she was happy as hog heaven.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. It prevented from us our shipping costs, and it kept it down at the same time. We kept her supplied. And when we kept her supplied, our shelves stayed full because she'd come in, she almost wipe us out.
Right on. That's a good deal. A lot of places don't do that, man.
Well, you can't do that now because of what they call POS. Point of sale.
Point of sale.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're on shipping, and then special orders cost too much money to ship just that one pallet.
What we do, we got a couple of people that come in, they get the same thing every goddamn time. So we put a list up on the window, and they pay for 20 meals, and then we write them all down, and we just cross one off every time they get it. And by the time they run out, okay, you're out of meals. They pay for 20 more. Wow. It's a good system for a small town. That wouldn't work in like a metropolis, but
no. But if you had city clientele, I used to do that for some people that would come from the mountains. When that one cow lady came in and she told her friends, they started saying, "Oh heck yeah, let's do this."
Yeah, pay ahead.
Yeah, and it was all ready for them, palletized, and sometimes we had a forklift. All we had to do was put it in the back of their flatbed trailer.
There you go.
And anything that was perishable, she had their ice chests, and we put them in there, help back it up. We made money that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as they pay ahead, but don't let them run up a fucking tab and then try to collect later. No, hell no.
She would call us sometimes and say, "Hey, I'm going to be there in 2 weeks. What do you need?"
We've still got a few mom and pop grocery stores around here that would probably do that for people that that they've known a long time. But
yeah, same here.
None of the big stores would.
Sometimes I
don't try it at Walmart. Don't try it at fucking Albertsons. Get the fuck out.
Do you guys have like I know back east it's Mallard's or something like that? Box store.
Riley, we got a bunch of them out here.
Okay,
never so you have Mallard's.
So Mallard's, that's what his name is. Then you have Mallard's, you have Lowe's, you have Home Depot, right?
Yeah, we got Lowe's and Home Depots. We don't have the other.
I'm going to do a video on this one place called National Hardware. It's been there since the 1930s, I think.
It's like Harbor Freight, same thing.
No, this National Hardware is privately owned, and you can buy things in there that you don't find in big box stores. And then anything that you don't see on the shelf, he's got a catalog on his table. What do you want? I need some brass knobs, 1 inch. Brass knobs, 1 inch. Boom. He's got 30 different examples.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Well, you can do it from your house on Amazon.
Yeah.
You can get 1,500 brass knobs. Okay.
We've got an Ace Hardware a few miles down the road. Now, granted, it's a chain, but it's it's family owned. It's been in the same family forever.
Me too.
So if I can get it from them, I'm going to use them every time. Other than just to avoid going into Lowe's or Home Depot, one of those superstores.
Yeah. Even if it's $1 more or $2 more.
It's always a little more expensive, but
I always support my local community.
There you go. That's what it's all about.
And I do the same thing when I go to these restaurants. I don't go to the big fancy like Chili's or Olive Garden. I find these little home mom and pop stores and sandwich shops like Gino's or like Piemonte's. They have some great sandwiches. But if I have to, I'll go to Subway. But it doesn't taste the same.
No. Hey, Melissa, would you please use your other channel? Because
shit, who's here?
I didn't know it until Juan said
you can't see her in one of her channels.
Yeah, when she goes to her other channel, I can see her.
Hang on.
Well, how'd you see her? Was she using another channel still, or how'd you see her?
Juan was saying hi to her.
Oh, okay.
Glad she was here. Oh, everybody's always glad to see Melissa.
Yeah, I've been talking to Melissa for almost longer than Pops.
I'm as glad to see all of y'all. You know what? Love and respect.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I.
I'm just kind of funny. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking like Steve. Get that accent going. I've been called white boy. Because my voice on when they don't see me, they think that, you're just Californian and you don't have an accent. And
white boy.
They say, hey, you're a coconut. No, I'm not a coconut.
What did they say? Güero. Is that what white boy? Yeah. Or does that mean blonde?
I've been called a white boy a few times.
Yeah, but if it's
you've been called a dirty white boy.
They say to me, it doesn't fit me, and it's derogatory.
I've been called Mexican. I've been called Hawaiian.
I was called a Mexican one time.
Cyclops, have you been really called a Mexican?
I have.
Yeah, in the summertime when I'm out in the sun, I get like dark.
Me too.
And I've always had real black hair. So yeah, I've had people ask me if I was Mexican. I've had people ask a couple of my daughters if they were part Mexican, and I had people when I was younger ask me if I was Hawaiian, Samoan, Mexican. Any stereotypical dark-haired, dark-skinned place.
So one night I was doing karaoke, and I sang "Black Magic Woman," and then I came up back to the bar. Old Mexican guy said to me, "You don't sound too bad for a tattooed Mexican." I was like, "What? I'm all right. I take that as a compliment." Hey, shit.
Tattooed Mexican.
Yeah, straight up.
You do not want to see some of my tattooed cousins.
Oh my,
they're scary.
There's America.
I don't even talk to him sometimes.
Pinche güero. Oh my. Oh, that's not America. That's Rock Burgundy.
Rocky's in there. Hey, Rocky.
What's up, you hippie?
Pinche güero. Oh man.
There's some blingers in here. Jeez.
Yeah, if I was to hear the name Juan Velasquez, I would guarantee he's a beaner. I don't know. But I've seen him, and you're good. You're good, Juan.
Well, I mean, most of us these days, I've always called myself a Heinz 57 because I've got a little bit of everything.
Everybody does, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
We all
everybody
started
does.
from we all started from one tribe in Africa somewhere. Am I wrong? I don't know.
I think we all originated from the Garden of Eden and the
Where was it? Where was it?
Mesopotamia, which is basically Iraq.
Yep.
Afghanistan. All right, same thing.
That's what they
Well, it
call
talks
it.
about the
Saharan.
rivers, like the Tigris, the Euphrates, and
Yes.
They're all in the Bible.
Yep.
Guess what else is in the Bible? Flat Earth. Simmer down.
I'm still waiting on that one. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, me too. And I looked up the four corners when they talked about it in the Bible being the flat liner thing.
Yeah.
And I researched a little bit of it.
Didn't it say he set the earth on, was it the third day or something? He set the earth on pillars so it could not be moved. And then he created a firmament over the top to separate the waters above from the waters below. Never said that.
There's something about washing away the corners. It didn't say corners. It said something else. It says that the rains that came to shape the earth. I can't remember which. It was an Old Testament in Genesis, I think.
What's up, Savage? How you doing, brother?
Savage, my brother.
Oh, speaking of ceviche, I'm gonna have to rub it in with Cyclops with food. But we had a recipe that we're gonna make with fish, clams, prawns,
yes,
and
shrimp.
crab legs, Alaskan king crab legs.
Did you already say shrimp?
No, I'm gonna say prawns. Because
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In a hot
There you
sauce.
go, man.
In a
That's
hot sauce.
Cocktail
And then you're gonna garnish it with cabbage, purple
Oh,
and green.
Lord.
And then we're gonna put onions in it, jalapenos, the mild one. And then we're gonna put cilantro in it, salt and pepper, a little bit of vinegar, and that's it.
Bro, you're killing me right now.
Don't it sound good?
That's exactly what you put.
That sounds real good.
Speaking of ceviche, damn.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'll do a live show on it, and I'll.
You don't cook anything, right?
No, you don't cook anything.
The lemon juice cooks the shrimp.
Yeah, that acid basically cooks it.
Exactly. Okay.
And you can warm it a little bit, the lime juice, just to make sure. But they say it's better to have the warm first, and then when you're about to eat it, you spray the lemon on it cold.
Dude, I'll be watching that video. Hey.
Well, I'll make sure Steve's invited.
Yes. Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah, Juan, bro, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that one, brother.
¿Qué pasó?
I'll be right back.
All right.
I got to see what he said. Rocky Mountain. At that time, being involved, the Earth was different than it is now. Dang it, Hector! Here we go again with food.
No, down a little further down, he said the Bible is a story too young and ignorant of past history to be accurate. Blasphemy! You're going to hell, Juan. Sorry.
I like it, Steve. That's why I like it. That's why I like you. Don't hold back, man. Don't hold back.
Well,
you know something? I don't think even pseudo would come up against us. I shouldn't say against us. What's the word I want to use? I don't think pseudo will debate with us because I think I don't know if he felt like we were teaming up on him or what.
I don't know. I still think he pulled that. Like you start making those in your phone. I'm losing you. I'm losing you. Click. You think that's what he did?
Yes, sir. I do. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. But it was funny because you notice that he came back less and less. And then when we let him talk, it was like for a little bit of length of time. And then we both gave him our response to it. And he tried to come back. The next time he answered, it was a shorter answer. I don't know if that was purpose or what. But sorry. It just seems like you said he's making a. I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Yep. And click. He's gone.
Who's Pops?
I mean, Pseudo, in a way, he's a lot like us. He's extremely opinionated,
Right?
And there's nothing wrong with that. I've been probably an overly opinionated jerk off most of my life. But I'm Steve. I'm an asshole.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. We know.
Steve, I've never had the impression that you were. Maybe in your younger days, maybe when you had piss and vinegar in your system still, but I think
he still does. He still does.
No, seriously, I think you aged with life and kids and stuff like that.
Remember one time me and Steve we had a disagreement and we didn't talk to each other for like 2 months. And we were like, hey. He called me something, I called him something, and then we were
Who was this?
I don't even remember what that whole deal was about.
Exactly.
You and Steve didn't talk to each other?
Oh, for a long time.
We butted heads on something. I don't even know what it was. It's same thing. Me and Savage, same thing. We butted heads on something that ended up being.
Yeah, it just happens, man.
It's a simple miscommunication, and once we ironed it out, it was boom. It was over. It was done. Water under the bridge. Move on.
Pops, what do you feel? How do you? Well, I should say it this way. How do you feel when someone disagrees with you, and that's okay? But when they start calling you names and they start throwing a bunch of facts that are not facts, do you feel different when they start calling you names, or does it matter?
If it's a personal friend, I mean, if it's just a random dumb fuck that I don't care about, then I don't. Who cares? But if it's an actual friend, then it kind of does. It kind of stings a little bit.
What about it makes you get your back up?
Yeah, but then you still love the guy and you want to talk it out, but then sometimes you never know if the person's going to be like fuck you for life.
But what if they take it too far though? I mean, they're actually getting angry at you for telling the truth or for having an opinion other than his own or her own.
That's when the
fur gets up. Yeah.
Well, the fur doesn't get up. I just try to talk to him normal, but then if they still don't listen, what can you do? Hey. It wasn't an argument. It was just a discussion. But some people get too angry. And sometimes.
See, that's what came up with me one time with one lady, and I'm saying that.
Me too. It's happened many times.
And the thing is when I told her that give me facts, let me look at it, let me find out if it's true or not. And then if it's true, then I'm going to say you're right. But then calling me names, it doesn't emphasize that you're right or your attitude or you're yelling at me. So someone telling me I got my head up my ass.
Exactly.
I said, ooh, they ain't going to work for me.
Well, that's what they're just proving their own ignorance.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. You can't. And not that you can't, but I wouldn't even try to change anybody's mind. I just speak.
No. That's exactly what I mean. I'd rather hear your opinion. And give me some facts that I can either prove or disprove, but I'm not going to go back and tell you, hey, you were wrong. This is what I found out. That's not my style.
Even then, you didn't find out shit. You just watched some more fucking whatever it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Savage, have a good one, brother. Be careful out there.
Good night, Savage. Yeah, love you, brother.
How's he been feeling lately?
He's doing good.
But yeah, he's a lot better sounding than he was a few days ago. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me. Wow.
That's right, Juan. I hear you. He said if they're being offensive on you, then you don't know them. Well, then you look at them as unable to prove their
It's like
claim.
they're trying to convince themselves more than the person you're talking to.
Exactly.
Yeah, if they don't have the intelligence to try to prove their point, then they resort to name calling.
Or the intelligence to try and reason your point.
Yeah.
I mean, just at least take a look at it before you just say that's fucking retarded. I don't.
Right. Because I try to avoid those situations. That's why I like talking to only the people that, like you and I and Steve. Pseudo, he's borderline because sometimes he gets a little emotional too. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's him trying to state and emphasize what he's saying, or he really gets emotional, but he holds himself back because he might lose a little bit of credibility when he does start yelling at you. You know?
Yeah.
I
know what you're
I
saying.
like Pseudo, but I think he spends
Love me
way too
some
much
Pseudo.
time online and less time interacting with people, like
There's
in real life, interacting with people.
no such thing as too much research. Research everything. I say, and that's what he said. That's what he does. He researches it, and then he says, then he asks questions. He doesn't pretend to know everything. He says, "So here's a question.
Oh,
What
no,
about
there's
this?"
absolutely nothing wrong with research, but
Mhm.
you also got to have a human connection in your life somewhere,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I disagree with Pseudo on a lot of stuff, but yeah, I like the guy.
And
We
I don't
know.
mind him. I don't know him as well as Steve does, but
I don't know him that well. I only know him from here.
yeah, exactly. And I know what you mean. But
I haven't seen him
my
in about.
issue
I
is
haven't seen him in a week. I don't. He might be pissed at us. I don't know. He might be
it's
lurking right now. He's
he can
lurking.
calm down later and come back and talk to us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
haven't seen
open
him
to
since he
shut
clicked
him
out
down.
on us.
it's fine. We know. I love him. He knows I love him. So I don't know if y'all are mad. That's fine. I don't.
I'm not mad. We were just having a conversation, and his audio started screwing up, and I
Yeah.
think he might have thought we were screwing with him, but his audio truly was screwing up.
Yeah, yeah.
I think.
But Steve, you thought he was playing it out like it was an issue with his, connection.
Steve
He was
probably
playing
shut his
this.
phone off.
You son of a bitch, man.
Oh
He's
my
like,
God.
"What? We can't hear you." A breaker 19. Oh my.
He said, "What's your 20?"
That's it. I'm making a phone call.
Don't make me buy a
I'm
plane
five.
ticket.
Was it 5x5 or 4x5? What is it to tell you the signal's strong?
5x5.
5x5. I said, yeah, I got you down 5x5. Get you down to 19.
Oh man, I don't know what I would do without you guys. Who would I be up here sitting talking to at what is it? Fucking 4 a.m. talking shit about life, and I love you guys. It's awesome.
Well, we appreciate you too, there, in
Right
more
on,
than one way is another. Because sometimes helping somebody out, like we had our long talks years ago when we first started talking to each other,
Yeah,
it counts. It counts.
I got a lot. I got a lot of that, Hector, and all of you. I mean, people that ain't even here right now. Every time I'm on here, I always I feel like I gained something more than I gave out.
Well, that's what life's supposed to be. You got to give somebody a cookie.
Oh yeah, I heard that one before.
I love that. Give somebody a cookie.
Well, it's almost like being your brother's keeper in a way,
Yes.
We got to start taking care of each other because we only got this world, man.
Yeah.
We may disagree, but we're still our brother's keeper. My opinion, because I know that people don't get along because of maybe, I don't know, their life experiences, And I mean, I've had some rough tumble,
And
knock
plus,
down, drag out.
yeah.
And I'm not a tough guy, but I tell you one thing, I'll put up a good fight. I tell you that.
Plus all the government or the shit that's coming down on us as a people. We're still brothers in here. We said, not counting the government and the elites and all that bullshit. We're still one people on here.
But I tell you, I have a problem when people say that the government is it's your fault because you are the government. You're supposed to be we the people. That's what it says in the preamble. And if you don't take care of we the people, then who's going to take care of us? The government? Well,
Government
we
of
let
the
the wrong
people,
people in, or
for
they
the people,
get changed
by the people.
Yeah, if we could just get you Democrats to see the light, man, it would
Yeah.
all be good.
That's how they divided us.
Steve, we'll be good if you all woke up.
They divided us.
I can't
bro.
wake up, man.
Does anyone see that? Does anyone
I
see
was
that?
going to use that phrase. I'm sorry.
Oh man!
Give somebody a cookie.
Doesn't it? Don't anyone see how they divided us by that bullshit? The Democrats and the other thing and the fucking. They're. I don't know who. I don't know who.
Races. The race card. That's their biggest divisive tool that they have.
Right about now, it's all about
race, class,
LGB shit or whatever. Yeah, that's the newest weapon in the cannon is the LGB shit.
To tell you the truth, I'm not even worried about that because my kids, they don't hang around with that kind of difference of opinion and different lifestyle. I mean, we're supposed to live in a country that says you live in your part of the world, I live in my part of the world, but we still need to take care of each other no matter what. If you're a Christian, stop saying that because you're not using the Christian values if you have some kind of opinion that. And I'm sorry to say this, but I hear a lot of my Catholic friends do the same thing. They're the staunchest and most Republican people I've ever met. And I said, did you forget?
They're also the most people that rape kids. Am I wrong?
Oh,
the Catholic Church, bro. I tell you what. Oh, I'm sorry. Does that hurt your feelings?
I wish people just didn't get divorced either. That was one of the tenets a long time ago. In my church, if you got divorced, you were excommunicated.
Nowadays, it's 90% of marriages fail these days.
Well, they say it's 50%, but 51%, something like 50? That.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, Hector, even in the Catholic churches, I mean, if you get divorced, you're not going to be kicked out, but you're not able to serve as a church deacon, which is one of the leaders in the church.
But here's what I'm going to tell you also. In the Catholic Church, we allow Episcopal priests that are married because it is a sacrament that we recognize in other churches that were like the Lutherans and the Episcopalians, and I forget which other was, the Greek Orthodox, the Russian Orthodox Church, that allow marriage in their priests. We have a priest right now in our county that is married to his wife of, I think, 40 some odd years, but he became a priest in our diocese. He left the Episcopalian church. Anglican is the other one. I'm sorry, Anglican is the other one. And so he was able to keep his vows because that's a sacred sacrament in our church, so they can't divorce. Now, in the Catholic Church also, if you are married and the husband and wife want to be a priest and a nun, they can go their separate ways, but they can't be a married couple anymore. I mean, they're still married, but they're not, you know what I mean? Conjugal visits, like, stuff like that. They still have kids, they still have grandkids. But see, people don't understand that's still allowed in our church.
They can still rape young boys and
tell Jim Jones to commit suicide to go to heaven.
Exactly. They can still do all that.
Yeah.
But on another note.
Yes, sir.
What about well, I better not even.
No, go ahead.
Hey, Hector, Rocky's got a question for you in the chat.
Okay, there you go.
Rocky does?
I saved you, Pops.
Okay. What?
Thank you, brother.
What are the charters of freedom say and how things really are? These are completely different things. Yeah, well, yes.
No, below that. There's a question for you below that.
How do you feel about the current Pope? How do you feel about the current president?
Can't answer a question with a question.
No, you can't, because it sets up a theoretical answer.
The current president is a piece of shit. The current Pope is getting soft.
Yeah, he's getting soft. Yeah, he is.
Way soft.
And the only thing I can say, the former president's going to jail.
I still got 20 says he doesn't.
I still got 15 that says he do.
15?
It's gonna be hilarious too.
Well, here's the thing. I want to see Tucker Carlson, Lori Ingram,
one of them, at least half his family,
testify in front of Congress, under the penalty of perjury, to see, we supported President Trump, but I still hate him, in their emails, whatever they said. So right now, the Dominion voting trial is going to be delayed from yesterday to today to see if they settle. Now, I want to see what the conditions and terms are. I bet you they're going to say, we'll pay you $1.6 billion if we don't say we're guilty.
Yeah.
And that's not American to me.
That ain't. If I was guilty and I didn't have 1.6 billion, they'd say, get your ass in the hole under the prison.
And I bet you no one's going to go to prison. No one went to prison, but everybody else under them went. All the guys that stormed the Capitol, they all went to prison. But how many guys like President Trump or his family are going to prison? I don't think
we'll find out. We'll find out.
I hope they have some kind of accountability.
Exactly. Me too. You can't just, nobody's above the law, like they said. You can't just lie your fucking ass off and skate free.
Unless you're a Clinton.
Unless you have $12 million or whatever.
That could be true, but right now, the Trumps are walking pretty stylish with $2 billion extra in their pocket.
Name the president that hasn't done anything shiesty. Tell me that in the last 10 years, in the last 20 years.
10 years?
20 years. They've all done something stupid at some point.
Shit. I don't know if you could go back from day one to name one that hasn't done something shiesty.
Exactly, man.
Well, I'll take exception to George Washington because he didn't want to be president. He was in his letters to Congress when he resigned. He says in the letters, and I can't quote you right now with it, but I read it.
He still lied. He still lied.
Well, he was a Mason, so therefore that's instant shiesty-hood right there.
There you go.
Yeah, you know something. I'm not too completely aware of their practices, but I know a few Masons that I know personally. I would question some of their ideals. That's all.
I like the word shiesty hood. That's a good one, right there.
Shiesty hood. Yeah.
But
they always get power hungry and power drunk and greedy. And then
in order to be a Mason, you have to believe in some sort of all powerful being. It doesn't have to be God, but yeah, when they say their prayers, like amen, amen, amen. Okay, you're saying, all right, which three quote unquote beings are you amening to? What's and my dad was a Mason, and
what I don't understand is when they say, "Is God a she or he?" Oh, come on! I mean, from the beginning, they kept on saying that my father will set me to. Okay, does that kind of like say you don't know and question what it is? Oh, the person is. I don't get it when it starts saying it's a woman.
Yeah, Rocky's left a lengthy comment. He said it wasn't a loaded question. He said a lot of people think the new pope may be the Antichrist. I don't know. It's in the chat.
That's questionable in the fact that I believe the Pope has. Well, some Catholics believe that the Pope right now has more Christ-like features. Like he's lying with, and not in the sense he's sleeping with Magdalene, who was, a prostitute. He tax collectors in those days was considered the most heinous person you can be with. He cured people with leprosy and ate among them. He tended to the least of the people. I mean, there's even a quote in the Bible that says, "What you do unto the least of me, you do to me." And I've always thought that was one thing about Christ. It didn't matter who you were, what you were, or what you can be, or changing your beliefs from being a pagan into a Christian. I think that this
thing
quote here is, well, even Bill Maher. I really don't agree with him, but he has some suggests and on his panel on the Real Time with Bill Maher.
You know how many different types of Christianity there are?
Oh yeah, I can't even count them.
There's not one. There's
But see, to me, anybody who's a different religion than Catholicism or Hebrew, we're all made by man. Well, I'm going to include Catholics because Christ gave the keys of the kingdom of heaven and earth to Peter. Upon you I'll build the rock of the church. So, and then the chosen people of the Israelites, the 12 tribes. And I'm going, okay, so if they're the only two people that gets it, why are we called Catholics? Because the word in Greek, it means universal. It means you accept everyone.
What about
the problem I have is when people start saying, don't take blood transfusions, or you can't dance, or I can talk to snakes, as part of the service. I'm going, okay, where did that come from in the Bible?
So check this out. What about the Mormons?
Well, they have their Book of Mormon too. So,
what about that in the Bible? And then there's only like 200,000 people going to heaven, and
144,000.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I had a discussion with Jehovah's Witnesses that came to my door on Saturday, and we had the grandkids here, so they were running around here, and I really couldn't pay attention. I said, "Please, if you come another time," my wife says, "Don't tell them to come back." And she's whispering behind me.
They will come back, brother.
I know. And I tried to invite them to my church because that's what they said to me. They try to give me a pamphlet so I can investigate their teachings. And I said, great, that's awesome. Here's mine. Guess what they did? Oh, I'm sorry, we can't take it.
Oh my.
Why not? We're talking about Christ, aren't we?
My mom used to invite them people in the house, and by the time she got done with them, half of them left her driveway singing Amazing Grace. Just come in here, boys. Let me tell you how it is.
Gosh. Yeah. I just wish people got along better. That's all.
Me too. And that's why they try to separate us. They do it on purpose.
Pops, I had to disagree with you on that point, but I think people do it to each other anyway.
Well, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
It's not. I don't mean they as in the government. I mean people just have cliques, just like in high school. You got to click.
We are supposed to be the government. That's why it says "we the people" in the largest letters of all the Constitution.
Yep.
Preamble. It's supposed to be we, not they. And it's not supposed to be the government. It's supposed to be we the government. We the people.
Yep. You're exactly right, brother. Now they've lost.
I get a little upset sometimes when people say they. Okay, when's the last time you voted? If you say they.
I voted every time except for last election, because every time I get burned, or they say it's fake or it's not real. Somebody was cheating. Somebody was fucking lying. Somebody was cheating.
I hate to tell you that about the word lying. I voted for George Bush, the first one, because he was a World War II veteran. He said no new taxes.
Yeah.
And guess what happened? That's
read my lips.
All lies. All lies.
Read my lips. No new taxes. I'll remember that till the day I die.
Same thing with I did not have relations with that woman. Okay. We got your cum on her dress, bro. We got your cum.
I'm not a crook.
I'm not a crook. Exactly. It goes all the way back.
But
tricky dick.
My aides, they can go to jail for me. Yeah, he was something else. We had him in California. Believe me, he wasn't very popular in California.
Well, Trump was, and look what a fucking dumbass he decided to be. Fuck. He was gonna grab him by the pussy. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
As a human being, I agree with you on that. Trump kind of is a douchebag, but he was a good president.
Well, the people in Ohio would disagree with you, especially when he recalled the bank regulations and the upservice of the.
I don't think there's a such thing as a good president anymore.
I didn't say he was perfect, but you look at all them jackasses that came before him.
I don't think he was a real businessman because he had so many bankruptcies and so many failures and didn't pay people their the construction bills and then he's in trouble now for. I mean, if you went to the bank,
43 felonies.
Well, that's the current thing. But his companies, how can you convict a company of violations? Because a company cannot be sanctioned; it cannot make decisions, and yet for 15 years, on 17 different counts, he was found guilty, and they only had to pay a fine, and nobody went to jail. If I wrote a bad check, who goes to jail?
Exactly. There's not no. I'm not gonna walk into the court and walk out unhandcuffed. I'm going straight to fucking jail, baby.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
There you go. But I will get my burrito on the way home.
There you go.
Extra sour cream, baby. Extra sour.
No sour cream. Extra
that's only at Taco Bell.
Oh my!
Get that burrito supreme, baby.
God, Taco Bell is like, ugh. I got my kids going to the taco truck stop. You can get a 2.5 pound carne asada, lengua, whatever you want to meat, rice and beans, fresh salsa, handmade. Yeah, $7.50.
Oh my! Yeah, same here, bro.
And I can tell you right now, Cyclops, if you had
2 meals, you can't even eat that thing in one day.
Feed your wife and yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's 3 inches thick. 3 inches.
It looks like a loaf of bread, but it's full of all the goodness, baby. All of it.
I gotta show. I'd be like one of them angry old dogs. Somebody put that in front of me. Anybody gets in there, they might get bit.
Do you get there's even a difference in the way my wife makes her tamales because they're from Texas, and my mom's from Michoacan, which there's hardly any meat preserved for it, so it's more masa and more corn, grind corn meal. Yeah. And my wife's are thinner with a lot more meat.
You get that lengua.
Oh, the tongue's good stuff. That's like some of the best pot roast on the planet. They cook it right.
That's like
if they cook it right.
Exactly.
Well, I think it didn't people back east also in your area, in Kentucky, they have deep pits too?
I don't live in Kentucky.
You notice I did that on purpose, huh?
No, we had what now?
A deep pit pig.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Some people do it. I mean, most of the restaurants they build their own. They have either giant smokers or they have like cinder block pits built in the outback. There's different ways they do it, but
no, did they do it like with a tin sheet cover on it, or they use plants to cover the coals so it won't burn the meat?
Well, there's some places that do that. That's more cooking over the coals, and they'll throw the sheets of tin over it, just to kind of close it up like an oven. That's more like barbecuing a pig than it is smoking.
Okay,
and I like both, but I prefer smoked.
What do you prefer? A wet rub, barbecue,
I'm dry
or a dry
rub.
rub?
I can eat both, but I like the dry rub better.
You're right, Juan. When you say that you're going to have a company and steal millions of dollars from employees of Trump University, you're right. You can
Fake
come out as a
university.
millionaire because when you pay a fine, you don't pay all the money that you took. Because when he paid $25 million for the Trump University, that's all he had to pay. You don't know how much he made.
Hold on.
If he made $250 million, and then it's only 10%.
Juan
That's
said,
doing business.
Juan said, great business mind. Great business mind. The motherfucker could barely read English.
Well, he's not very smart. He's got a lot of people working for him. I can tell you one thing: he's a good man to pick up on talented people to take the fall for him too.
Yeah, that's what he's best at, and he has to have that.
Well, you look at almost any mega successful businessman, they've got strings of failures behind them.
Look at Mark Cuban. He was a poor boy from, I don't know where he's from. He's when I watch Shark Tanks.
Yep.
Look at all the background on those guys. Even Damien, what's his last name? The little short guy with the bald head. Damien. On Shark Tank.
Mark Leary.
I don't know his name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was eating FUBU.
Wait, it's not Mark Leary. It's something else Leary. But yeah, Mark's the other guy.
Mark Cuban. Yeah, he bought the San Antonio Spurs, or is it the Mavericks? I forget.
Dallas Mavericks. Yeah.
Yeah. So he paid $225 million or $250 million for it. Now they're worth a couple $1 billion.
I don't know how much somebody is worth. We're all worth the same. It's just that's how much money he has in the bank.
Dude, Steve, come over here. I'll feed him like a king.
Me too. Come on down, Steve. I'll give you a mushroom Swiss burger with all the fixings.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good too.
What's your favorite recipe that your wife makes that you like and you would take every day?
I ain't got no wife.
No, I'm talking to Steve.
Oh, okay.
Probably the one that I taught her how to make homemade enchiladas.
Ooh. Oh my! Green or red? Green or red or white?
Red.
Okay.
I like red. Green is American.
I stole my mom's recipe and taught it to my wife, and she can rock it.
Now, does she use chili powder for the sauce, or you buy the can?
We cheat. We buy the canned stuff.
Yeah, got it.
Hey, it's Tennessee, man. You know how hard it is to find all the true ingredients around here, especially when it's not in season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's impossible to find a lot of that stuff.
You know something? I think I should send you some California peppers, and you can grow them. And then after they're at full length, you string them up and you let them dry in the air, and they'll turn red. Well, they got to turn the seed, turn them red, peel them out, take out the seeds inside, boil them, and then put them in a blender. Put garlic, salt, pepper to your taste, and then that's there's your sauce for enchiladas.
I like to crush them dry. Once they're dehydrated, crush them out and put it in a shaker.
That's why you hang a lot of cayenne peppers, let them dry, crush the crap out of them. I mean, they're not like hot, but boy, they sure make your food taste good.
Yeah. Cayenne is hot though, isn't it?
I'm talking about the Carolina Reapers.
That's definitely hot.
No, forget that.
About 8 flakes in there. And you get 8 flakes in a gallon of stew.
Are you kidding me? I want to taste my food.
I know. I used to be the same way, but I put a little bit on my spaghetti. It only takes like 8 flakes for a whole plate full of spaghetti, and you're spicy.
Well,
I think one little canister will last you a year and a half.
You know, I bet you I can give you a recipe, Steve, that your wife could cook that's local, like any of the red peppers. And if you go to any store that has a small Mexican section, you'll probably find the mole. There's a jar called mole. It's in a yellow can. It's almost like a drinking glass, and the top lid is almost like a flat lid. It's a pressed lid, and it's called mole. MOL. It looks like mole. If you get that and read the instructions, it's in English and in Spanish, you can make mole. That's a fresh ingredient.
Just like a bouillon, right? Bouillon.
Yep.
Base.
Yep. It's like a paste. Mm-hmm.
Shoot, I'd cook that myself.
Go for it, man. I want to try your enchiladas. My wife used to make a green chili one with chicken, but we used tomatillo straight from the garden.
Tomatillo. Now we're talking.
Do you know what those are?
Green tomatoes.
Well, no, they're husked. They have a husk around the tomato. It's a
They look like mini tomatoes.
Like a cross
look like mini tomatoes.
Yeah, but they got a husk around it.
Yeah, it's
And
like a garlic.
You split the. They're actually poisonous. You have to cook them first, and when you see the foam come up on top, and they start floating, and they go to the bottom, that's when they're cooked.
I never knew that. I never knew they were poisonous.
Well, poison in the sense that it makes you sick.
Yeah,
it won't kill you. It's just that
I'm already sick, baby.
You know, this is why I like talking to you guys. I get to laugh a little bit.
I've been sick since I was 14. Simmer down now.
Yeah, we don't call it sick. We just call it twisted.
Yeah, there you go.
I've been a little bit twisted for a long time.
My dad just say the same thing. He says, "You better get twisted before I get twist you." Okay, Dad. Okay. I'll tell you one thing. I have large hands, but my dad, man, when he was alive, one time I shook his hand. I remember distinctly shaking his hand one time, and I felt like I was shaking a Hulk's, hand. And he wasn't a tall man. He was only 5'5".
Like grabbing a bear paw.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've had it happen to me. Farmer hand. Oh my! You don't fuck around.
Yeah, he worked hard all his life in factories, so I guess he had to have big hands in order to do the work. I miss my dad. I went to the ranch yesterday, and it's funny because I was doing something. I was trimming a tree, and I heard something behind me, and then all of a sudden I heard my nickname, Teto. And I turned around.
Teto!
And I turned around to look, and oh, that's right, that's not here. It was kind of a little bit on the freaky side, but still at the same time, I was glad to hear the name again.
Strangely comforting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I get that.
Me too.
Yeah, Rocky, I agree with his last statement 100%.
Anyone's more than welcome to come up if you want. I don't know.
You know something? If you can't criticize your government, you're not an American.
I've never had an issue there.
It's your job to make sure you keep them in line.
Well, yeah, but a lot of people are shirking their jobs. They're like, we can't do nothing. We can't do nothing. That's everybody's opinion. We can't do nothing.
Well, people have had it too good for too long, and we've become the United States of apathy.
Mm.
Yeah, and be surprised about 20 years ago. Well, actually more than that, because my daughter is
like
she's
50
years
years
next year. My son is going to be 34 today. He's actually he's actually 34 today.
Damn.
Well, tell him happy birthday from the Zoo Crew.
I will tell him definitely. The one thing that I taught him was I took him with me to vote every time, and I would tell him, "Hey, okay, guys, get ready. We're gonna go. I need to go to the voting booth and go vote." And they said, "But why? We don't vote. You come with me anyway." And so we went, And the hard part of it was that it was the same attitude. Well, why? I don't vote. Why do I care? Well, I want to make sure that in the future that when you are old enough to vote at 18, you will vote. And don't give me that crap that because you can't criticize the government, I can criticize any president, no matter if you think he's the best or the worst. But if you don't vote and you don't participate and you don't pick and you don't go listen to the people, it's hard to go see someone campaign speech. But you get a feeling of what your participation is. There are some places in Mexico, it's 100% of the town that goes to vote. Here, if we get 30%, we're lucky.
Bro, at some point in your life, you realize that it's all a scam, and you don't give that much. You don't really give that much of a fuck. At first, you do. When I was first 18, I vote every time.
Juan Velasquez, I called in yesterday to tell him be prepared. I'm gonna wake him up at 6 a.m. for his birthday because we do.
Happy birthday, Juan! Happy birthday, brother.
We do the Mañanitas at midnight, but he was working still at this hour, so he couldn't get on Zoom. And I was gonna play him those Mañanitas. That's the birthday song for our family, and. So tomorrow morning today at 6, I'm going to call him up and say, "Hey, los Mañanitas."
Mañanitas! I love you, brother. Happy birthday. Fucking amen.
I'll tell him. Thank you.
Tell him. Tell him, man. That's my favorite.
About 6 months ago, I got a phone call from my second oldest daughter, and her dumbass, she got on the Biden train. Voted for Biden. I tried talking sense into that girl. She wouldn't listen.
Tell her hello for me. She's doing a good thing.
About 6 or 8 months ago, she called me. She said, "Dad," she said, "you were right. I should have listened to you." I said, oh, how bad did it hurt for you to suck up and admit that?" She said, "Shut up, Dad."
I wish don't make me
tell her I'm glad that she did vote. At least that now she has the right to complain.
Yeah, well, I'm proud of her for voting. I told her, "Well, you cast your vote how you see fit. Just going to let you know my vote's going to cancel yours out." She said, "Well, I already knew that." I said, "Okay."
Mine canceled yours out by 7 million.
That's all right. So, my wife canceled yours out then. My wife
canceled yours out. My 4 kids.
That's all it comes down to. Canceling
exactly.
Hey,
now here's one thing I do have a beef with people who voted for Trump. When they told us he's the president, get used to it, and you need to support him. And I said, okay, I'll support him as long as he doesn't do anything to fuck up. And I said, I'll criticize him when he does something wrong. Just the same as you will not vote for President Biden. You need to support him, and when he screws up, then say he fucked up.
Well, I'm waiting for him to do something that's not screwed up.
I'm wondering how would it have been? How would it be right now if Bernie Sanders would have got in? Oh, it's socialist. Oh, we hate him. Oh, he's too old.
Or how about this? Someone that was never been president before, or the likelihood of business connection.
At least Bernie Sanders is a true politician for his entire life.
Well, he's been more consistent about what he says. I mean, nobody likes what he says, but
nobody else is even a politician. They're just dumb fucks that want to rule the world.
I wouldn't vote for him. I didn't vote for him.
I would say everybody else has never been a politician, and they just want to run the world. And this guy's been a politician his whole life. He knows the ropes. No, he's a socialist. Hey, we can't give anything out for free. Fuck that. We can give 300 trillion over to some war that we don't give a fuck about. We could do that though.
How about this? The trillions of dollars that we've given to the oil companies since the 1930s.
Exactly. Well, we can't. If anyone gets free college, then it's fucking socialism. Fuck that shit. We're not doing it.
Okay, today I got a phone call from my friend Gilbert, who's 95 years old. Yeah. Guy's a doctor of psychology.
Let me guess, he paid off all his student loans, and he doesn't want nobody else to get any free college.
No, he used the GI Bill to pay for his education.
That's good.
Because that was a thing he earned during the Korean War.
Yeah, earned it.
Yeah. So, but he had a hard time going to school because, well, I won't tell the reasons why, because it goes into racism. And I don't want to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Pops, you got Dave White in the chat. See Happy Chappy, John Camper.
John Camper, what's happening, my brother? Biden is a career politician. Yeah, man, that guy, he knows what he's doing. Rocky Mountain Bear. He's not just some rich kid that said, "Hey, let me rule the world." All right, here you go, brother. Rule the world.
Or go to the military academy and not go to Vietnam 5 times.
Exactly.
I know I had to get my ass to go, but good thing my number was so low that the war was winding down. It just disbanded 6 months before my ass.
Donald Trump. He said he had a bone spur. That's why he couldn't go to the draft.
No, it wasn't just bone spurs. He had other ailments.
Oh, of course. Anyone, if I was on that thing there, he said, "Get your ass in Iraq." I'm like, wait, I got a bone spur. We don't give a fuck.
I got a funny story to tell you. When I went to the selective service at the local downstairs, what was it? The post office.
Yep, that's what I do at the post office.
You too?
Yep.
Okay,
too.
So I went to the post office for the induction, and they called it induction. I said, "You mean to tell me you're taking me right now?" And they said, "Boy, the way you look, I wouldn't take you as a wet hen." How are you? I said,
"Thank you very much.
I'm 5'3", and he goes, "Well, how much do you weigh?" 98 pounds. And he goes, "Go home." I said, "We don't need your little puny ass." It was a sergeant talking to me that way. He said, "You don't need to be here. Come back in a month when you grow up another inch."
So if you were a fat fuck, you would have got drafted.
Oh no, they wouldn't have taken him either. Because the guy next to me he was huge, and they didn't take him either. He failed the weight requirement.
So they want a perfect specimen to go off and die at war.
Yeah.
Well, that all depends on what's going on, and their criteria changes to fit their needs.
Well, even right now,
imagine that.
Cyclops. There's even problems now because the Joint Chiefs of Staff and Milley came out with an announcement that they're not meeting their recruiting goals because of an all-volunteer army, because the kids that are 18 years old that are going to the service on their own obligation, they're not physically fit. They can't even do push-ups.
Oh my.
They said right now they have a 40% retention of recruits. 40% out of I don't know how many millions that have signed up last year. It's unbelievable, which is not far from the truth, because when I was teaching PE, I had girls stronger than boys.
We're going to play a song. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Here we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was running down the road trying to loosen my load. I had 7 women on my mind. 4 the one who won't be 2, the one who's one. She's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own news drive you crazy. Lighten up if you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand. Take it easy. Well, I was standing on a corner in West fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. I I gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save. We may lose and we may win, but we will never be here again. So open up my mind, take it easy. Well, I was running down the road trying to loosen my load, got a world of trouble on my mind. Looking for a lover who won't blow my cover, it's so hard to find. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels make you crazy. But come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me. Ooh, 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 ooh. You know we got it easy. No, we got it easy. We ought to take it easy.
Oh, my.
Them kids laid it down.
I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm Josh, and as
Josh
a
and
band, we're one of the
Carson.
other favorites. And I just wanted to take a moment to let you guys know that we have been kind of inactive for a long time. We've been playing.
All right, all right, all right. My brothers, Josh and Carson. Carson, and never mind. Carson. It's like Skylar. Skylar, my brother Skylar. Simmer down now.
You got something else.
I don't mean nothing by it. I don't mean nothing by it.
You don't, Matt. You don't. You don't.
I know. Any requests? What do we
You
do?
know, I made a list the other day, and I can't find that list. I wanted to hear from you, Pops.
Mm,
You know what? I want to see what I did with it.
we can make it happen, my brother. Who's digging through the Easter basket? Oh, it's Hector.
Yeah, I'm just smoking a cigarette.
Oh man, I hope you have a long life, Steve. I really
Yeah,
do.
me too, but
Those
I doubt
things
it.
scare the crap out of me. My father-in-law died
man.
of lung cancer because he had an inoperable tumor, and he
I'm here
smokes.
for a good time, not a
Well,
long time.
No. That's why I said I can't stop him, and I won't stop him. I'm not gonna tell him it's bad. I just wish him a long life. That's all.
Yeah. Well, you could tell him, but you can't make him listen.
No, I didn't tell him. That's why I said he had to have a long life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I gave up everything else. This is my only
Yeah.
filthy habit.
Man gave up redheads for God's sake.
Shoot, my father-in-law told my brother-in-laws, and they told me if you ever catch them smoking one cigarette, you make them eat the whole pack.
Eat it.
Yep.
Oh my. Yeah. They used to make them smoke it, but now no, you got to eat it.
That's what my dad tried, but what he didn't realize, I'd already been sneaking around smoking for like 2 or 3 years.
Now
Yeah.
you did.
And
Now
after
you just
after
turn
like
it.
the third one, I lit up and I wasn't turning green. He's like, "You bastard!"
Now he just turned you into a chewer. Now I can chew.
Oh no, I'd never. Oh, I would really. I swallowed some chew one time playing baseball, and I thought I was all that because I was cool. And then I switched to bubble gum, and I'll tell you why. Because when I swallowed one was it Cherokee chew or was it
Red Man.
Red
Big
Man?
League.
Red
Oh
Man.
yeah, Red Man.
That stuff was nasty.
I mean, you can still breathe. I tell you that.
No, but I had a friend of mine who lost his lower jaw because of the chew.
Yeah, I
He's
can see
walking
that.
around with no. He has to have a like a half mask on
Yeah,
his
I
face
can
because
see that.
you can see right on his throat, and he has a tongue still, but his whole bone jaw is gone.
That's what my doctor told me when I came in. I set my chew bag down. He
Oh,
said,
really?
"What, you want me to throw that away for you?" I said, "No, I'm good." He said, "I tell you, people, I can tell you stories. People got their tongue cut out and their jaw chopped out." I'm like, "Okay, I'm
I've
still
seen,
gonna need that. I'm still gonna need that when I leave here, brother.
Yeah.
It's
I've, I've
$8."
seen old ladies that when I worked EMS that have had their jaws removed, and they were snuff dippers. They would dip it and snort it.
Yeah.
Damn.
The snorters would lose their nasal cavity.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Can't you imagine grinding up tobacco and sucking it up my nose. I can't even fathom that.
Shoot, I can't even do pepper.
Oh my. I can't even imagine shooting heroin into my fucking in between my
Yeah.
toes.
Nope. No way.
Everybody, people do it though.
Hey,
Fuck.
hey, Steve, do you ever do ODs?
I'm sorry.
ODs?
When I worked ambulance service.
Yeah, when you work in MS.
Oh
EMS.
yes, and unfortunately, back then we didn't. What's that new?
Narcan.
Yeah, Narcan hadn't been invented yet. I tell you what, that would have saved us a whole lot of time and trouble.
Rick G in the house.
You want to know
He
something?
said, "The world is going to
They're trying to
hell."
put
Good
one in every
morning.
classroom.
God damn.
I
You
believe
know
it.
what?
I
You know
believe
what
it.
they don't have in every classroom is a camera. Out here in
No, you
Idaho.
can't. You violate
Yeah.
the students' rights.
No, I've seen states that do have it.
Oh yeah,
And you can see
states,
it.
but not in California. You can't do that.
Yeah, not
It's a
here
it's a
either.
it's a limiting freedom.
Good
But
morning, Rick.
then
How you doing, brother?
you see videos of teachers getting jumped by 3 or 4 students, and
Oh, don't worry. Most kids got it on film. They
Yeah, there's
they
27
actually
of them surrounding them with cell phones.
yeah.
yeah,
Instead of stopping the fight between the teacher and the student, they're
yeah,
filming it.
yeah. Oh my, what are we coming to?
I'm coming to the end of the line. That's where I'm coming to.
Narcan, says Rocky Mountain Bear.
Yep, that Narcan has been a lifesaver. But what kills me is these people will be an inch from death. You hit them with that Narcan, man. They're stone sober, and then they're pissed off at these medics that just saved their
Pissed
life.
off and mad about it.
Yeah,
Somebody told me a song. Pissed
yeah.
off
They're
and mad
pissed off
about
because
it.
they wake up, their buzz is gone, and they're pissed off.
And mad about it. That's even worse.
Yeah, you messed up their buzz.
Yep, pissed off and mad about it.
That's the one. Was it
Texas
you that told me
Hippie
that?
Coalition.
Yes, he is. Holy shit. I love that jam.
That big boy can he got some vocals, doesn't he?
Mm. Let me look for it.
Man, if we can stop having kids do drugs, it'll solve a lot of problems. I tell you that right now.
That's a fact.
It will never happen. That's the thing. It'll never. There's
You're
always
probably
going
right.
to be always a hole to fill in somebody, and they're going to
Well,
find that.
that and the money.
Yeah. Well, the money ain't the thing.
Oh,
Is that somebody has a hole to fill, and they're going to find something to fill it, whether it helps them or not. In their mind, it's like it's the only answer.
that's pretty sad.
It is. I actually have that. It's called alcoholism, I have to get drunk every night, or else I ain't gonna be happy. And then if I showed up here on a live stream sober, y'all wouldn't even know who I was. Y'all be like, "What the fuck? This ain't Pops. Pops ain't here."
It'd probably be me about 2 days without cigarettes.
Yeah.
I'd probably be the same without talking about food.
Exactly.
You probably say, good, because then I won't talk about food no more.
So what's my drug of choice? Empanadas.
Oh, I had a number. Now that you mention it, do you like vegetable, fruit, or meat empanadas?
Man, I am not a picky eater. I
Meat. All day meat. Fuck.
Okay, we have this one that's a cheese and bell pepper and jalapeno.
Oh, you had me at cheese.
Meat and cheese.
Oh, good.
Dang. Yeah, you can't have meat without cheese.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What? Ron Wilson slip in here? What's going on? Morning, Ron.
Good morning, brother. Ron Wilson in the house. Let's check this out. It's called what was it, Steve?
Pissed off and mad about it.
Yes, that one.
We let Americans sell it to Americans. We let people get hooked on it because, hey, have a good buzz. Oh, get out.
Oh my.
Mad about it.
Pissed off and I'm mad about it. I'm not really pissed off. And I'm definitely not mad about it. But that's a good jam right there.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, man. The Texas Hippie Coalition. Oh my.
I like the Texas Tornadoes.
Dang. You realize there was like 53 tornadoes last month?
No. It's a band.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, did you realize that? There's more tornadoes being unleashed than ever in history. I wonder why. The government has learned how to control the weather, man. I tell you that.
I think it's a flat earth.
About 2 weeks ago, we had one touchdown in 4 different places around here.
There it is.
Nobody died, but did a lot of damage.
Yeah, I feel sorry for those folks because when it hits, it hits a lot of homes.
Yeah, man. It turns a trailer or even a regular house into sticks and stones, man.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why they're attracted to trailer parks because almost every tornado you see,
they're wiping them out.
The first news footage you see is some trailer park that looks like somebody just went through there stomping soda cans.
That's right. I think because, like I said, the government knows how to steer them now. They can steer a tornado. They can even start one, and then once they start it, they can steer it around wherever they want. Well, but let's go over here. Let's go over here with radar and bullshit Doppler. I don't know. I don't know all the terms, but they figured it out, man. They even know how to seed clouds to make it rain. They know how
they've been cloud seeding for a long time.
Yeah, a decade since the 50s. They just barely figured out. They just what do you call it? They perfected it just now recently in the last couple of years. Slavery wasn't abolished; it was perfected. Now we're all slaves, and now we're all under the control.
You know, Juan, I do agree that it's deeper than that. But where do you make most of the money? If you sell drugs in, let's say, where it originates, it's cheap. By the time it gets here, it's almost like 100 times more expensive because where they're coming from, they can buy a ton of heroin for $10. By the time it gets to the United States, you're looking at micrograms and you're paying $100 because of the purity.
Juan said he wants to come up, but he can't right now. But next time, brother.
Well, we'll get him next time. No problem.
Yeah, man. Next time, we're always.
Ooh, I found a 1923 penny.
Oh my!
Sorry, guys. I'm also doing coins at the same time.
Don't be sorry.
Because I'm not paying attention to most of the chat.
Me neither. But it's not because I'm sorting pennies.
You know something? I see a cookie.
Cookie time.
Cookie.
You got a woolly cookie. Oh my.
A Wookiee cookie.
You ever seen the cookie that growls at you? Oh my. You
No.
try to put your finger in and it's like
Chocolate chip cookie.
oh yeah.
My daughter made it last night.
Cookie Monster, I call it. Right on, brother. I wish one of these days I'll have a grandkid. I don't know. One of these years, Alice.
And I'll tell you one thing, and probably Cyclops will probably agree with me. They're the best things that happen to a grandparent.
I know. That's what I look for. But my kid's 28 and married for 8 years, and they're like, "Nah, we don't want one. We want to be free. We don't care."
They'll change. They'll change.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I don't know. If not, I'm not mad at him. He says, "What? Look at this world. Why would I bring a child into this place?"
It's kind of hard to argue with that.
Exactly.
Well, then you shouldn't have been born. Then the person that says that, maybe you helped that.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for him either, but
I wasn't ready for.
I was happy. I was happy. I tell you. Yeah.
Pops, I didn't have my daughter was born 12 days before my 30th birthday.
Yeah.
I was ready then.
Right on.
If I was 22, 16, 17, 20, I don't think I would have been ready.
Yeah.
Hey, have a good one, Juan. No, shoot. My first one was born, let's see, about 5 months after I turned 19. I was definitely not ready.
Juan, I question everybody.
Good night, Juan. I love you, brother. Hey, come on up, bro. If next time when you have the chance. I love you. Yeah, man. A lot of times, people when you're in your 19s or 20s, early 20s, they're like, "Holy shit, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm not ready to be a dad." I was the exact opposite. I was like, "Fucking bring it! I thank God I got another human in my life." You know, I don't know. And now he's my best friend to this day. My firstborn son. Yeah. My second born. Yeah.
I was a combination of scared to death and a little excited.
See? Yeah.
Mostly scared to death.
There's a picture of me.
You were there in the operating room when they pulled him out, right? Yeah. Fucking A. You had to be there to experience the glory.
Oh yeah, it wasn't so glorious when my first one was born. I think I might have told you this before. There were like 30 babies born that night. We were lucky. We got to the hospital early enough ahead of the rush where we actually had a labor room. They had these poor women on cots in the hallways. They had some of them in wheelchairs, and oh man, it's like just the sounds, the wailing and gnashing of teeth going on, and it's like,
oh my, that's Kentucky for you.
That was Nashville, man.
Oh my.
And those nurses were run off their feet, and they had me down there wiping stuff up, man. I saw shit I never wanted to see.
Yeah, man.
It was bad. I've heard people say, "Oh, childbirth is beautiful." I call bullshit. Childbirth is ugly. It's hideous.
I said, both of my sons were cesarean section, so I had to sit there. I watched them with tire irons.
Watch them gut your old lady.
Rip my old lady's, and they had the liver in one hand, the stomach in the other hand, and pull out the baby. I was like, oh my fuck, holy shit, man.
I mean, the idea of bringing a child into the world is that's a beautiful thing, but when you're, witnessing it, or even worse, if you have to be involved in it, it ain't pretty.
It was a privilege to be. It wasn't pretty, but I was glad I was there to see it.
Man. Yeah, look at it this way. Also, babies are born in the rubble in Turkey. Something like 4 or 5 babies were born, and the mother's dead, and the baby, I guess she died after she gave birth. But 5 babies were found alive, and they were the day of the earthquake. You're going to say to them, "Hey, your mom died. You should, don't be born. Die with the mom." I mean, there's so many things that.
That's right, Rocky. You'll never look at a vagina the same way.
That's true. That is very true.
Oh my!
Hey, after that first one, I didn't even want to look at one. I mean, I still had a use for them, but I didn't want to be looking at it.
Well, my daughter was born a cesarean. They said, "Do you want to stick around for the cesarean?" I said, "Hell no." I said, "I had to see my wife in pain."
I had to stay there just to make sure they didn't fuck up.
Oh, when I worked for a tow truck driver, and he's also a cop, he owned a tow service, and a lot of times you would get called on rotation. They would call everybody, and if you had 7 or 8 trucks, they could only call 1 or 2 or 3, depending on how many cars were involved in the car accident. But my first time I rolled up on a scene, man, it was the worst one. A guy was in the truck, and I can see him from far away, but I can't see the reason why. And I didn't see no accident. I looked around for another car because I was out in the country. I was looking in the orchard and across the access ways, and there was nothing broken, nothing knocked down. And they said, "Give us a minute, and you can pull the truck in a minute as soon as we get him out." And they were taking pictures, and one of the flashes, I had just happened to turn exactly when they took the picture of him inside the truck. And at the same time, there was a hole in the ceiling, and inside they took out the shotgun. And that told me enough right there. That was one of the worst things I ever seen. And I didn't tell my wife that I had, recurring visions of it. But the guy, I guess, evidently put a shotgun under his throat and put a hole through his throat and through the ceiling. The truck.
And I've seen so many of those. It's a wonder I don't wake up screaming like a crazy person in the middle of the night.
That's because you're a good man, Cyclops.
Yes, he is. I can vouch for him.
I appreciate that, fellas.
Nothing to appreciate, just that we know that you are. That's all. See, that's one of the reasons why people should, have children, because there's always a chance that someone can be better than us. But Sometimes I wonder too, and I'm scared for my grandkids. I really am.
I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just a disagreement. We can't agree to disagree, you know?
Yeah.
That's what scares me the most. It's not so much that we don't agree. It's that we can't seem to we seem to victimize the people that they don't agree with, and we also don't appreciate the people that do talk about what they want to change, things that are more equal. And I think politicians and business and people do this on purpose to divide us. They say and do things that we have to make a choice, and they have these certain words. They just push these buttons, and all of a sudden we're at each other. Democrat versus Republican versus Greenpeace, or communism, or socialist.
Why isn't it just human versus human?
Because
You don't have to put labels on
we
everything.
take sides, because Pops, we always take sides.
We
Do. All of us take sides, no matter who we are and what our opinion is. It depends on how we grew up. It's how we've been taught, how we grew up in the system.
exactly. You said it right there. That's how we've been taught.
Yeah.
Who taught us to divide each other and conquer?
That's not each other.
Not us. We didn't teach that to ourselves.
It was our parents too.
Yeah.
And I had to say that because when my dad fought in World War II, he hated the Japanese. But when he came home and all his friends came back from the service and they were Japanese and they went to fight in Europe, they were friends still, but there was still a hatred to people.
Yeah.
And it took my dad a long, long, long time to let go of his, and I'm going to say in the sense of prejudice, that he had a preformed idea of a person before he got to know him. Not racism, prejudice.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I don't know. I just pray for this world to be a lot better. That's all.
Shall I read Ron's comment?
No, sir. Little boy asked his daddy, "What does a vagina look like before, after sex?" Daddy says, "Before it was beautiful flowers." Oh,
Bulldog eating mayo.
Oh my!
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's one that got truly owned.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight that one. What time is it? I gotta be up in 6. 3:30. That means I only have 2.5 hours sleep.
It's already 3:30. Oh shit! It's 4:30 over here. Damn.
Almost 5:30 here.
Yeah, I'm in Kentucky.
You know, I used to like you, Hector. He's fallen under the corrupting influence of POPSZILLA.
Oh my!
I do my best. Okay, I'm gonna call it quits in about 2 minutes. Okay, guys.
All right, brother.
Like I said, I always enjoy talking to you guys, even as diverse topics we have and difference of opinion. You still guys are good.
Yeah, I love you too, brother.
Yeah, always enjoy it.
Yeah, so like my dad used to say, "You're aces. You're all aces." That's an old 40s term.
Yeah, I've heard people use that.
Oh,
Not
really?
for a long time, but you're aces, kid. I remember hearing that when I was a kid.
Yeah. Sometimes some of those things should come back. Some of the old ways should come back. Not everything. Like I said, I didn't. I grew up in the 50s and 60s.
Remember when?
Man,
have you heard of?
What was that, man?
Have you heard of water witchers?
I'm sorry?
Oh yeah.
Water witcher, where they come out when you need to dig a well. Some guy comes out with 2 metal rods, and all of a sudden he starts waving them around, and he says, "Right here, there's the water."
Yeah, we did that one time, and we missed.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Some people call them dowsers, dowsing rods.
Dowsers,
Right.
yeah.
I still got a half bag to go. Jeez.
Oh my. Hector, let's play a song, and we'll play us out with a good one.
Okay, all right. You want me to choose one?
Yes, sir.
I'm
getting tired myself. We're gonna close the stream out with a good Hector song.
How about a good old-fashioned gospel song?
Okay, I'm good with that.
Help me out there, Steve. I'm mostly into Latin choruses. I'm not, but I do like a good old gospel.
We're moving on up.
How about Ghost Riders in the Sky?
There you go. Well, that's a good too.
That's not like straight up gospel music, but it gets the point across.
Ghost Chickens or Ghost Rider?
Ghost Riders. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. It's too early for Ghost Chickens.
It's too early.
I don't get it, but that's okay.
You don't want to.
I don't want to. All right, I'll take your word for it.
Let me look. Okay, I think I got it. It's got to be a cover because there's no way I'm getting away with that shit.
Man, 87,000 people have done it. I mean, Johnny Cash covered it. Tennessee Ernie Ford covered it. I don't even remember who did it originally.
Exactly. Oh, here we go. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, my goodness. I can't spell.
Love and respect, everybody.
I said Ghost Riders and T.E. Sky.
Con mucho cariño y respeto a todos.
Sí, también.
And give somebody a cookie.
Give somebody a cookie. I'm going to start specifying chocolate chip.
Oh, let me get the Girl Scout. What is it? The mint.
Oh, I always buy their cookies, especially the mints.
Ooh. Yeah, the thin mints, baby. Come on now. Okay, here we go. I got it coming up. This is by the Catalucci, Jeff Catalucci. Let's try it out. Oh, shit.
Did I hear a glass fall over?
Yeah. Sounded like it.
Riding out one dark and windy day. Upon the ridge he rested as he went along his way. When all the mighty herd of that counted song blowing through the ragged skies, and up the cloudy draw. Their friends were still on fire and their hooves were made of steel. Their homes were black and shiny and their hot breath he could feel. Yeah. Well, girls of fear went through him as they thundered through the sky, for he saw the riders coming hard, and he heard their mournful cry. Ghost riders in the sky, in the sky. Their faces gaunt, their eyes were blurred, their shirts all soaked with sweat. He's riding hard to catch that herd, but he ain't caught 'em yet. No, he ain't caught 'em yet. They've got to ride forever on that range up in the sky. Our horses starting fire as they ride under the crowd. As the riders looked on that heavy look on his head. If you want to save yourself from hell, no right now, no right now. He will change your ways today, with us you will ride, trying to catch the devil's across the sky.
All right.
And that dude was channeling some Craig Durbin, wasn't he?
Hell yeah, man. Holy shit. I never heard a voice that deep.
Craig's in here?
No, that when he got that real deep bass,
low ass voice, man.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's another good man there that I enjoy talking to.
Yeah, me too. I love me some Craig Durbin. Yeah. Ron Wilson, what's up? John Capper, oh my, we're calling it a night.
Like I said, everybody, much love and respect. Everybody, make sure you go give someone a cookie.
Do it. Make it happen, Captain.
Oh, I got one better. Make sure you give everyone a cookie, especially a Democrat.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, guys, I gotta hit to bed because I gotta wish my son a happy birthday, and I'll pass on his your wishes to him. And
all right, brother. Love and respect.
Same here, everybody. Take it easy. Be good.